Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market alert for Tuesday, January 25th. Stocks on Wall Street are pointing to a slightly lower open after the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at its highest level since June of 2008 yesterday. Investors are digesting a mixed bag of corporate earnings this morning, headlined by Johnson & Johnson. The pharmaceutical and consumer products giant posted net income that matched expectations, but revenue dipped more than expected, sending the stock down nearly 2% in the pre-market.
In addition to Johnson & Johnson, investors are reacting to results from 5 other Dow components, making this the biggest day on the fourth quarter earnings calendar. DuPont reported a 15% drop in net income, but that beat Wall Street expectations, and the company also boosted its earnings outlook for the full year. Shares of DuPont are slightly higher on the news. But 3M is losing more than 1% in the pre-market following a similar report. Fourth quarter profit at 3M slipped a bit, but the results were slightly above estimates, and revenues climbed nearly 10%.
After Monday's closing bell, American Express posted a 44% jump in quarterly profit, as spending by holders of the company's credit cards hit a record high. Despite the largely positive report, American Express shares are set to open about 1.5% lower. Meanwhile, shares of the Travelers are higher in the pre-market. Fourth quarter net income at the insurance giant declined from a record in the same period a year ago, but the company's board authorized an additional $5 billion stock buyback.
The final member of the Dow Industrials out with earnings this morning is Verizon. Its profits more than quadrupled, helped by strong wireless sales and cost cuts. Verizon added 955,000 mobile subscribers in the fourth quarter, more than expected. But revenue fell, and excluding one-time items, Verizon's earnings missed estimates, sending the stock lower in the pre-market. Shares of Texas Instruments are also sharply lower, despite a strong profit report. After today's closing bell, Yahoo will report its quarterly numbers.
On the economic calendar, investors will get a look at home prices in 20 U.S. cities, as well as a reading of consumer confidence in January. And the Federal Reserve begins its 2-day meeting in Washington, at which the central bank is likely to leave monetary policy unchanged. We'll be keeping an eye on Washington for another reason as well. Tonight, President Barack Obama will deliver his State of the Union address.
Overseas, stocks in London are declining after a shocking reading of British gross domestic product. Economic output shrank 0.5% in the final quarter of 2010, just as the government prepares to implement austerity measures. Economists had been expecting an increase. The report is sending the pound lower against the U.S. dollar. The dollar is rising against other major currencies as well, pushing commodities like gold and crude oil sharply lower. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the economic data and market reaction.